Today, we're going to talk about the dark web, what it really is, how it works behind the scenes, and why so many people misunderstand it. When most people hear the words dark web, they imagine a chaotic underground full of criminals, hackers, and forbidden secrets. The reality, however, is far more layered and complex. The internet isn't just one open space. It has layers. The surface web is what we use every day. Social media, news sites, blogs, shopping platforms, all indexed by search engines. Beneath that is the deep web, which includes private databases, subscription services, medical records, banking portals, academic archives, and internal company systems. None of that is visible to search engines, but it isn't sinister. It's simply protected information. Then there's a much smaller portion known as the dark web, which exists on anonymity-focused networks and requires special software to access. These networks are designed to obscure the origin and destination of internet traffic by routing it through multiple volunteer-operated servers around the world, encrypting each layer of communication along the way. That's why it's often compared to an onion, layer upon layer of encryption, each peeled back at different points in the journey. Because traffic is bounced through multiple countries and relays, browsing on anonymity networks is usually slower than the regular internet. Your data might pass through nodes in different regions before reaching its destination, making tracking far more difficult. This technology was originally developed to protect privacy and secure communications. Journalists use it to communicate with sources. Activists in restrictive countries rely on it to bypass censorship. Whistleblowers use it to share information safely. Even major organizations maintain secure portals on anonymity networks, so individuals can submit information without exposing their identity. In that sense, the dark web is not inherently criminal. It is infrastructure, a privacy tool built on cryptography and decentralization. However, anonymity creates a double-edged sword. The same privacy protections that shield journalists and activists can also be used by people engaging in illegal trade, scams, fraud, and other criminal activities. Law enforcement agencies around the world actively monitor, infiltrate, and dismantle illegal operations operating on hidden networks. The myth that the dark web is beyond the reach of authorities is simply not true. Many high-profile cases have shown that anonymity tools can reduce traceability, but they do not guarantee immunity from investigation. Human error, operational mistakes, and digital footprints still expose people. Another major misconception is that the dark web is some easily searchable alternate universe. In reality, hidden services often use long, complex addresses that are nearly impossible to memorize and are not indexed like normal websites. There is no universal search engine that maps everything neatly. Navigation often requires knowing exactly where you're going. Because of this, blindly exploring can expose users to scams, phishing pages, malicious downloads, and disturbing content. The greatest risk isn't the network itself. It's poor digital hygiene. Malware does not care whether you value privacy. Suspicious files remain dangerous. Fraud remains fraud. Scams remain scams. It's also important to understand that most internet crime does not even happen on the dark web. Stolen data, phishing operations, and financial fraud often occur on the regular internet through compromised systems, breached databases, and deceptive emails. The dark web tend to get the spotlight because it sounds mysterious and dramatic, but cybercrime exists across all layers of the internet. What makes hidden networks different is the culture of anonymity and the perception of secrecy. So when we talk about the dark web, we should talk about it realistically. It is neither a myth nor a horror movie dimension. It is not automatically illegal, and it is not automatically safe. It is a privacy-focused ecosystem built on encryption and layered routing. It is used by people seeking protection, and by people seeking to exploit that protection. Like any powerful technology, it reflects human intent. The infrastructure itself is neutral. The outcomes depend entirely on how individuals use it. Curiosity is natural, but education is essential. Understanding how digital anonymity works, how encryption protects communication, and how cyber threats operate is far more important than chasing shock value. The real story of the dark web isn't about chaos. It's about privacy, power, risk, and responsibility in a world where data is currency. The deeper lesson isn't that something is hidden. It's that technology amplifies human behavior. And when anonymity removes accountability, choices matter more than ever. Because at the end of the day, the internet, whether surface deep or dark, is just a network of people. And people are the most unpredictable layer of all.